I had to redo this video for yesterday because when I looked at my video myself, I heard a lot of static noises in the background. So I'm redoing it. But I'll do one later too. Tonight, actually. Or at 12 o'clock in the morning. Because right now, it's on day 7 of Crunchyroll's lack of noticing episode 112 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, where it does not work. I don't understand why it doesn't work, and I'm like questioning the fluidity of their notification of this problem, because the show's been on, the new episode's been on for at least 12 days now, and that episode of 112 does not work for Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. And usually when I broadcast any problems for Crunchyroll, they seem to fix it within a day. But I don't know what's been going on over there at Crunchyroll, but at this time they haven't done nothing to fix the issue. And honestly, I'm getting kind of irritated. I'm kind of like wondering, why am I even paying $6.95 for Crunchyroll, and yet they haven't even fixed their issues? I guess what I'm trying to get at, to me, it's a notification that they act a lot like Sony does for the PS4. Like, they're starting to act like Sony, where they say for Sony's tagline, "Greatness awaits." Well, they're the #1 source for anime for Crunchyroll. But when they don't fix their own problems at Crunchyroll, it seems to me that I feel that they're not #1 anymore. They're not #1 anymore in my notification of this. To me, they're probably number 5, 6, 7, because they don't fix their own problems at Crunchyroll. And I'm like trying to say, come on, why don't you guys fix this thing that they're having at Crunchyroll? And honestly, I'm getting tired of seeing this issue out of Crunchyroll, because every time I look at it, I get the same thing. I get the same answer from the app of that episode. Please check your connections and try again. I don't understand why it's so hard for Crunchyroll to listen to my plight of this issue. Or they just got too big for the britches and now they're acting like Sony's tech support, in my opinion. But who's to say? They barely add anything good at Crunchyroll anymore. I mean, I've watched a couple shows now of Crunchyroll's that they've added over the course of having Crunchyroll for the last, since 2013, and very frequently they would add stuff that I like to watch. But in order for me to totally get rid of my cable for anime purposes, they would have to add shows like Zoids back in the day, and they would have to add all the episodes left for Zatch Bell 2 And yet, they finished in Japan, but not here in the US. I don't know why they only have 104 episodes of the English dubbed for Zatch Bell 2. I don't understand. You have the next update for Zatch Bell, but nothing's coming on to that site anymore. No new episodes whatsoever, and yet you guys claim to be number one at Crunchyroll. And when you're having problems with episode 112 for Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, then I don't understand why you guys claim to be number one. It defeats the purpose of calling yourselves number one anime in history when it's not being fixed. And I don't understand why it's so hard for you guys to really check on that when you only have 3 options at Crunchyroll to check on things like that. Your video quality's down. The internet, whatever there's only 3 options. There's video problems, there's streaming problems, and there's one other. But there's no actual way to fix it. Even if I reported it, there's no way to fix. But the reason why I actually tell you guys the actual episode that is the problem at Crunchyroll is so you could actually look through it. Look at the problem and assess the issue. But nothing's being fixed for the last, 7 days? Now it's going to be 8 soon in a couple hours? I mean, who knows? Maybe when it first started 12 days ago, it had that problem. But nobody's fixing the issue. Did Disney buy you guys out again? For Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5? I don't know. Because it's gotten to a point where I'm like questioning who bought you guys out. Because it's been 12 days and nothing's being fixed at Crunchyroll for that episode. I had to watch it online, for crying out loud. I'm like, just sitting there going, I'm just sitting here going, is it gonna work today? Let's see. And I just checked it a few minutes ago. It's still not working. So, in a couple hours, it's gonna be 8. Let's see. Crunchyroll. Official source for anime and drama. So, that's your quote, right? For Crunchyroll's quote that they have. And here we go. I'm loading it. Let's see. Where is it? Hold on. Where is it? I'm checking. Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, episode 112. And scrolling through the end of the last episode of that. And, yup, error. Still says the same thing. for the last possibly 12 days since this aired for Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. Possible. Because there's no explanation why everything else works fine except for that one. And I'm getting irritated. It's like talking to a brick wall going, I don't want to fix it. I wonder what they're doing at Crunchyroll right now. Because nothing's being fixed for this one episode. If it was One Piece, I bet you guys would fix it right away. Or if it was Dragon Ball Super, you guys will fix it immediately. But when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh!, you guys are really taking your sweet time at Crunchyroll fixing the issue. But I wonder why. If I was running things at Crunchyroll, I would not want my consumers being pissed at me, so I will get my technicians on this immediately, even if it was Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 or anything else for that matter, because that's just what it is. And even if it doesn't work for 12 days, shouldn't you guys notice this at Crunchyroll? I mean, I've noticed it for at least 7 prior to having this episode, and yet I had to watch it on my phone. And yet I don't really like watching things on my phone unless it's Pokemon, because I will not condone watching Pokemon on Disney XD ever. Never ever, because I don't think they deserve Pokemon. I think it was better on Cartoon Network, because I have my reasons for stating that. When they moved from Channel 5, I accepted it. When they moved to Cartoon Network, I was like, yes! But now that they're on Disney XD, I'd rather watch in Japanese than watch in English. And honestly, that's besides the point. But what I'm trying to get at is, even I commend, again, I stated this in my last couple videos, I commend all the Japanese YouTubers that actually stream the Pokemon episodes from Japan, because I'm surprised that Crunchyroll does not do it themselves when they're affiliated with Tokyo 7 and there's another 2 companies that I don't know the names of because I don't know how to pronounce it, but I apologize for that, because for that in advance. Just because it's me, I don't know how to translate it, or say it correctly, so I don't choose to say it. But that's the only anime I will watch on my phone, because I'm forced to, because there's no way to actually watch it on Crunchyroll. But I'm surprised that Crunchyroll says they're the best at anime and drama stuff on their app. They claim all this stuff, and yet they don't show Pokemon on their thing. Also, and yet I'm really pissed off at trying to communicate that you're having problems with Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. I don't know how long it's been, or I know how long it's been since I've had this issue. For me, at least, it's going to be 8 days soon, in about at 11 o'clock. And yet, I'm fathomed by their disregard for this. I'm really pissed because it really bothers me. If it was anything else, I bet you guys will fix it immediately, Crunchyroll. But in a way, this is not ethically inclined for you guys to do this to any one of your fans that actually pay for your thing, even if it's one show that probably 1 out of 2 people watch out of 10 people, but that's still 20% of 10 people that actually watch that episode. But then again, who knows what you're doing over there? Maybe you're drinking Mai Tais or something over there, because that's what it looks like, because clearly you're adding a lot of stuff, but you're not fixing a lot of stuff. But if it was one of your guys' like your own network television shows that you guys have on here that has no pretension to anime in general, only talking about yourselves as a company and representatives, you guys will fix that immediately. Because that just tells me that you guys grown egos at Crunchyroll. Because you guys never used to show yourselves on your own thing. Look at this. Before it was... Wait, hold on. Where is it? Where is that little thing? Where is that show? Hold on. Hold on. Where is that? Oh, here it is. Here are... wait, where is that thing? Went too far. Okay, where is it? Where is it? Hold on, went too far. Hold on. Hey. Okay. You have your Crunchyroll simulcast thing as one of your shows. Okay, if that was busted, if that didn't work, you guys will fix it immediately. I don't know when you guys about, what, 2 years ago you guys started this? Ever since you guys started this, having, what, four different things pertaining to you guys, it boggles the mind that you guys will have this much of an ego that you guys don't show what needs to be fixed on your guys' own networks. Like, I don't understand why you guys need to show the casting simulcast thing on your guys' app. I don't understand that. And yet, again, and yet, it bothers me that you guys won't fix episode 112 of Yu Yu Arc 5. what else do they have on here that is not pertaining to other anime except for that? Let me see. There's another one that I'm missing. Where's that one? There's at least 4 shows that pertain. Wait, 5. Yeah. What is this? Hold on. Where is that? Huh? It's called Group Watch. I don't understand why you guys even have this. I don't. And you guys are doing a talk show about yourselves? About your favorite anime that you guys watch? I mean, that's really odd. That has nothing to do with... It barely has anything to do with the animated portion of your show. I don't... Yo. So, in my defense of being upset with Crunchyroll fixing this problem, I don't know when they're ever going to fix this issue. I really don't know or how they're gonna fix it, because it's been 12 days and yet who knows when they're gonna fix it. Well, I guess that's true now, because they barely put anything out for their own show. It bothers me. It like they have more stuff pertaining to their stuff than new stuff. And some of the anime that they have aren't even finished yet, because they never finished in the States. So that also bothers me about Crunchyroll. I had to literally tell them about Zatch Bell, otherwise they would have never added those extra 4 episodes. That was a while ago though. But ever since then, they never added anything else prior to that. And who knows when they're gonna add more. Because at the pace that they're going, they're very slow. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Like the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, they had all the original episodes, but they dubbed it in Japanese now. I don't understand why they got rid of the English version when they already had it, and they made it all in Japanese now. So I'm wondering, they're only at and picture this, they're only at 112, just like Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, and it kind of is weird when they had all the episodes in English once before, but it's weird. So, in a way, who knows when they're gonna actually add more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! The original series, because it takes them at least a month for one episode, or at least 45 days or 60 days or whatever, I lost count, to add another episode. So it bothers me that this is happening to Crunchyroll. I'm really kind of pissed. And I'll probably have to add another video to this because this is my redo of episode 7, day number 7, because a lot of statical issues happened when I was doing the recording last night. So I'll have to do this again in a couple hours. And but if I had enough money to buy out Crunchyroll or Sony, I would make a lot of different changes, because this is unacceptable when they're so slow in fixing their own problems. But that's for another day. In my discussions of what I need to talk about with Sony and all this other stuff. But which I already did that, but I'll talk about it again sooner or later. Because if Crunchyroll is doing this right now, they don't need to be the #1 source for anime and drama, because if one show that 20% of viewers watch, I accept that 20% as a big number. Even if it's a small sliver of a number, I will accept it as a legitimate number that I could be proud of, that people watch my show for Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. But then again, they're not even doing that to fix that problem. I had to watch it on another website because Crunchyroll refuses to fix that. Again, I'll state that again. But I think the newest episode of 113 will have the same issue. If not, I'm gonna be pissed, because who's to say that they didn't bother fixing this one, but they fixed that one, or that one works just fine. But I'll just have to wait and see when they do end up fixing that problem. But it's like, ugh. My heart breaks for that problem that Crunchyroll is having right now, because I think they should have fixed it a while ago. But no. And since this is an issue, there are better things to wait for than this. After 8 days, going to be soon, like going shopping with your significant other, if that person has one. Honestly, there are better things like that than waiting for this to drop and then waiting for this to be fixed. But I'm still waiting, Crunchyroll. Where you guys at with the fixing issues? I mean, it's like, by the time this is probably gonna be fixed, I'll be old and gray. Or, as of right now, gray hairs are growing out of my head just thinking about it. Or who knows? Maybe I'll grow a bald spot when this is going to be fixed. But as of right now, so far, I'm not bald yet, but who knows? Maybe by the time they notice that this needs to be fixed, I'll be bald by then. And that's gonna be, what, 10, 20 years later? Or 60 years later? Or, wait, 30 years later? Who knows? But as of right now, nothing is being fixed. It boggles me. It bothers me and boggles my mind that this is acceptable at a internet website brand that does animated streams for Japanese cartoons. I mean, it really concerns me that you guys at Crunchyroll do this for a living and don't fix your problems. It's not even funny anymore. I mean, come on. Crunchyroll. Somebody needs to either be your go-to guy to actually notice all these problems, like a visual tech support guy, and say, you guys need to fix this because this guy keeps complaining. But nothing's being done. I don't think another guy is, or girl for that matter, is technically there to actually notice these things because they don't hire people of that caliber. Like an overseer or something of that job title that tells the technicians to actually fix these problems. But no, I don't work for Crunchyroll. If I did, I would notice it everywhere. I'll go, look, because I watch anime until probably, if I'm not watching TV on regular TV, I'm usually watching anime until 3:30 in the morning. Yeah, 3:30 in the morning, I said it. If I'm not playing a video game. And yet this is still going on with this little machine. But I like this machine, but yet there are even problems with this. But that's why I watch some anime on my phone, but the battery is only, what, 3.5 hours on this thing? That's why I watch Pokemon on my phone, because there is no Crunchyroll for Pokemon on here when it's supposed to be on here. And yet I contemplate the facts of Crunchyroll's role in their own tagline. Anime drama and stuff like that, when they barely have any good ones except for Gundam Seed, Gundam Wing. But yet they don't have the second half of Gundam Wing, Endless Waltz. And yet they have the movie of that. And yet they don't have the second half of the actual show. And that bothers me too, that they have the first one, but not the second one. And yet, who knows, maybe a year later they'll add that, but as of right now, nothing. No Zoids, no second half of Gundam Wing, and yet they're the #1 source for animated cartoons? I mean, come on. And that bothers me. That bothers me greatly. That really bothers me. To a point where I give up. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do to get my point across, but Crunchyroll needs to fix this badly. I mean, I feel like my face is being sucked into a vortex and being spit out, going, this again, no. When I look at the problem that they're having in Crunchyroll, my face is being sucked in and being spit out. Just watching this thing progressing to get worse. And by the time let's say 10 years later passes and they still haven't fixed this problem, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna literally cry, and my eyes will be I'm gonna be like, if I knew how to turn my eyes inside out or flip them around and make them white. That's what it feels like when I'm waiting for this thing to be fixed, because I'm just sitting here going, when are they gonna fix this thing? Just like this, I'm sitting here and going, grinding my teeth, biting my nails, going, not when I'm on camera, but when I'm... Yeah. But waiting for this thing is bothering me. It makes me feel so sad. I'm feeling like my eyes will go right into the machine. I want to go into this machine and track down Crunchyroll's IP address and go and start talking like Livewire on the Flash and going, hey guys, Crunchyroll, haven't you guys noticed this? Or I can run down there like the Flash if I could and go knocking on the door and going, hey Crunchyroll, you guys gotta fix this. What's going on? Why haven't you done anything? Well, they'll make up a reason why they haven't fixed this thing. Because, I don't know, we haven't noticed it. Well, you would notice if you had a hotline like Square Enix does. Because people would be calling your guys' phone all the time if there was an issue. But it's not. One Piece, Dragon Ball Super, which is dumb, which is Super Saiyan Blue. I don't know why they came up with that concept for that, personally, but that's just me. But if it was one of those shows, they will fix it immediately. But I got other fans to do that in that case. But they haven't bothered fixing anything at Crunchyroll. At least for the last, at least going to be 8 days since I noticed it, but they haven't done anything for the last, at least, I think 12. And it saddens me that they haven't done anything. I'm just sitting here going, biding my time, moving like Muhammad Ali, trying to move back and forth, trying not to be upset, but I am. It bothers me. It really does that they haven't fixed this. I'm wondering if they're gonna ever notice it, because they haven't aired a new episode in about 12 days. Or they're probably waiting for the DLC for the Yu-Gi-Oh game to come out. Another batch of DLC. But if that's the case, then why does it work on, what's it called? The online thing. The other online thing that I actually saw. It works just fine on there. But when it works on Crunchyroll, it doesn't work. It feels like a vortex is pulling at my face going, you guys gotta give us some time. You already had 12 days, Crunchyroll. Why haven't nothing's being done? Why nothing being fixed? It defeats the purpose of the whole anime source thing that you guys have. That's why I'm feeling like I'm talking to Sony's tech support right now, because nothing's being done, nothing's being fixed, and yet when there's a new app or something, half of it is useful. How many days have I been up? Or how long do I usually stay up? It's until usually 2:30 in the morning every day. Waking up at when the sun comes up. But otherwise, if the sun's not up, I'm not up. So I watch, usually, if that's your question, I usually watch at least 32 episodes in a day. That's my maximum before I have to move to answer both accounts. Yeah, until 2:30 in the morning. I'm usually watching anime until 2:30 in the morning. If I'm not watching it, if I'm not playing a video game. So in retrospect to this, my final thought to this, it really bothers me that this is happening. It boggles, again, I'll state this, I've stated this several times already. This bothers me, this boggles my mind that nobody's noticed this except for me, and probably other people have, but they haven't done anything because they're Crunchyroll and they don't have any communicational hotline to communicate that problem to. This is why Square Enix is better when it comes to problems like that. Thank you, Square. Because I reported, again, I put this in my last video, this game, when it first came out, had so many problems with it. I was on the phone with Square Enix for about a month before I stopped calling. because this game was so good that even with all these bugs, I still liked it. But some bugs were weird. I fell through the floor when I was playing this game. And I wonder, because this is also a Blu-ray, I wonder if they're ever going to remake, because the PS4 is not backwards compatible. I can't play the first Human Revolution on my PS4. Thanks a lot, Sony. I just gotta throw it out there, like, that's why it feels like Crunchyroll is like Sony right now, because when it comes to backwards compatibility, that's what it feels like. So, but then again, I don't know when they're ever gonna fix this, and that's the bottom line. So, I'll be contemplating about this in a couple hours later, talking about the same subject, because it's already been 8 days already since I noticed this, and it's still going on. Come on, Crunchyroll, get your act together, get your act in gear, and fix this issue. It's your own company, and you guys don't fix your issues correctly, for that matter. So, well, I'll be checking out as of right now. So, see you guys later.
Text to speech unavailable here. Text to speech unavailable here.